Yo, we live. Hey man, welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS show. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose, here today bringing you another edition of my starting five for DraftKings and FanDuel, alright? But before we get into the starting five, y'all already know what it is. Got the breakdown pulled up for you, man, with my best lineup with the updated starting five that I posted on Twitter yesterday, alright? So let's get into this breakdown. And while I'm breaking it down, man, y'all please hit the subscribe button for your boy. Hit the like button. Turn the notification bell on so y'all know when this video drop and you can rock with us, alright? Now, best lineup last night was okay, man, a break even night for us, and y'all know how we feel about that. Any night that's not a loss is a win in DFS. The best lineup I had with the updated starting five was in $1.20 max. We came in the money right here. Put up 280, just okay. Like I said, it's just an okay night. We broke even across the board. If you caught my updated starting five yesterday for Twitter, you know I went with Killian Hayes, Seth Curry, Cam Johnson, Jason Tatum, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. All right. So with the breakdown, Killian Hayes, we thought he was in a great spot. Knew he'd be a little chalky, getting the start. I especially loved him once DeJounte Murray was ruled out, as Murray's a solid on-ball defender. So I thought that bode well for him once DeJounte Murray got ruled out. He came in at 43% ownership. This gave us 22 DK points. It's okay for this salary. Nothing to write home about, nothing to vote you to the top of the leaderboard, but that production at this ownership didn't penalize us too bad right here in this contest. At my shooting guard, I went Seth Curry. This one hurts right here because I was on Shake Milton. I was going to play him. He was gonna be. I knew he was gonna be low on, especially after that bad performance last night. But once Seth Curry and Tobias Harris got ruled in, I just decided to go with the starter and went with Seth Curry, and he let me down right here. Got him at 2% ownership. Great ownership right here. He just gave us 16 DK points. Definitely not what we needed at 4,500 price tag. Wish I had to stay with Shake Milton, stay with my first man, but that's hard once somebody get ruled starting ahead of him. So we just made the switch to Curry, and he let us down right here. But what are you gonna do about it? Next up at the small forward, we went Cam Johnson, another guy we knew that would be kind of chalky with no Jay Crowder. I was hoping Dario Saric was ruled out as well. I knew he would really be locked into a lot of minutes then, but Saric played, but he still was okay at 3,500. Gave us 20 right at 21 DK points, so he gave us over 6x. Very solid. That's all you can ask for from him in that 39% ownership. We'll take that right here in this spot. Wish he had gave us a little more. We did go to Lonnie Walker in some spots, like once we got all that Spurs news, so we was able to get him into a couple of lineups. He fared a little better than Cam Johnson, but nothing too much. So both of them was just okay plays right here. But Cam Johnson did okay for us. Coming in at power forward, the man who broke my heart, Jason Tatum. I'm not too mad about it. He gave us a great performance considering how bad he shot. He still gave us 40 DK points. He only had 15 real life points. Shot horribly from the field. He was 3 of 17, 1 of 8 behind the arc. So, I mean, it happens. Guys have bad shooting nights. So, if he just shot a little better, he would have really crushed his price tag. But he gave us, like I said, right at 40 DK points, man. We knew it would be him in the Kimba show. I thought it would be him in the Kimba show. But Kemba got hot, did most of the scoring early. They got out ahead and really coasted against these Phoenix Suns. Jason Tatum didn't really have to turn it on as they got out to a big lead and just coasted on in right here. So not too mad. Just had an all-shooting night. Not much you can do about that. And then round out the starting five, Giannis Antetokounmpo wanted to go another pay-up option since it was a ton of value last night. Got him at 20% ownership. He gave us a nice performance for us. 62 DK points is the highest score on the slate last night. Very solid at this 10-8 price tag, and at 20% ownership. It's very good ownership on him for. But his performance and my next guy's performance really kept us in the money, all right? And that next guy would be Derek White. Once that Spurs news hit with no DeJounte and no DeMar DeRozan, I wanted to definitely get to some Spurs. We switched and got Derek White in right here. This was Cole Anthony until that Spurs news came. So we got the Derrick White at 6,300, right at 17% ownership. He gave a monster performance for us. 55 DK points, very solid. One of the better point per dollar plays on the slate yesterday. He really gave us a nice performance to help us stay in the money. Right? Rounding out the lineup, wanted to go with Mo Bamba here. Knew he'd be kind of chalky once Wendell Carter Jr. was ruled out. He came in at 32% ownership, though. I thought he would be a lot chalkier than that. But we'll take 32% ownership as he gave a nice performance, man. Double-double from him right here. Gave us 38 DK points. Can't be mad at that from Obama. And then finishing up the lineup, down at the bottom, went Isaiah Stewart. Just another guy that we knew had a high ceiling, especially with him getting the start. At 5,800, he came in right at 36% on. He was just okay. He was 2 points shy of the double-double. Gave us right at 27 DK points. Just, nothing to write home about. No slate-breaking performance here, but just an okay performance for him. Just like last night was just okay. Was able to break even. Put up 280 right here, all right? Let's get on to Friday. Let's see if we can't get the weekend started right and get some money in our pockets. Let's get going and see what I got see what I'm looking at for y'all tomorrow, all right? Now, Friday slate. We got a nice little 6-game in here. It's going to be another slate with plenty of news, so you got to be locked in, got to be tuned in to what's going on. Like I said, I'm going to put the starting 5 on Twitter probably about 30 minutes before lock, but the way news is going, it could be obsolete 10 minutes later. So you just got to be on top of the news. And nothing's going to be set it and forget it. Trust me, all right? But at the top tomorrow at point guard, I want to look at the chalk player of the day undoubtedly on DraftKings. It's going to be Brandon Goodwin. No Trae Young. We anticipate him getting the start, and he's been very solid this year every time he's gotten the start for Trae Young. So undoubtedly he's going to be the highest on chalk player right here, even though they're going against a solid defense in Miami. You know the type of upside he possesses, especially at the 3,400 price tag. I think you just got to get to him tomorrow. So I like Brandon Goodwin at point guard right here. Coming in at shooting guard, I want to look at Mr. Paul George, anticipating him being back in the rotation as he rested last game out. We know Kawhi is still out. It's going to be his show, man. He's going to be a little chalky tomorrow, too. I'm hoping it doesn't get too crazy as his price tag is a little elevated, but it's going to be his show going against a lackluster defense in the Houston Rockets. He should be able to get what he wants when he wants. I love getting to Paul George tomorrow, as long as the ownership doesn't get too crazy. Coming in at small forward, a guy I want to look at, Kent Bazemon. We saw him get 35 minutes last time out with Kelly Oubre returning, and Kelly Oubre got 37 minutes. So I didn't really get into the breakdown yet and look at the game, but that tells me they probably played minutes alongside of each other. And if that's going to be the case, Kent Bazemore going to see 30-plus minutes at 4,100. I have no problem looking back at him right here. Now, not anticipating that performance he gave last time. He's definitely not going to give you that again, as he gave you 6 steals and 2 blocks. Definitely not going to give you that type of performance again, but I think he can give you a very solid performance at this 4,100. So I definitely want to take a look at Kent Bazemore, especially if he's going to get 30-plus minutes again. All right? Coming in at power forward. Excuse me, guys. Coming in at power forward, a guy I want to look at is John Collins. Yes, Clint Capella is questionable right now with his back injury. If Clint Capella is out, this play depends all on the Capella news. If Clint Capella is out, I'm going to love getting to John Collins here. You talking about no Trae, no Clint Capella. I think all the offensive usage and everything is going to come down to pretty much John Collins and Bogdan Bogdanovic, however you say his name. But I like getting to John Collins right here. He may get some run at center as well if Clint Capella is out. He should be a better defensive matchup guarding Bam out there. But I definitely want to get to John Collins if Clint Capella is out. He's going to be one of my favorite plays tomorrow, provided that injury news. And coming in at center, a guy I want to look at, my man Yusuf Nurkic going against the Memphis Grizzlies. We see his minute limit get raised. He gave you 29 minutes last game out, so we're approaching the 30-point mark. And if he's, the 30-minute mark, and if he's gonna get 30 minutes or more at 5,200. Nurk is a very solid fantasy producer. He can crush this price tag if he's gonna get 30 plus minutes tomorrow. Going against the Grizzlies, who are gonna be without Valanciunas down there. Nurk is a very skilled big man. He should be able to have his way with Xavier Tillman down there on the block. I'm gonna love taking some shots on Yusuf Nurkic tomorrow. All right. So there you have it, my starting five for the day. Brandon Goodwin, Paul George, Kent Bazemore, John Collins, and Yusuf Nurkic. All right, get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pool. Now let's go take a look and see what I'm liking on FanDuel. All right. FanDuel is going to be a little different, man. At the top right here, I want to look at Kemba Walker for 6,900 going against the Brooklyn Nets. Brandon Goodwin's going to be in play over here, but I don't think he's going to be as chalky as he's 5K over here on FanDuel. So people might go a different direction. And one of those guys I want to look at is Kemba Walker right here at 6,900 going against the Brooklyn Nets. Should be a great game for him, up-paced matchup for him. Especially if Jaylen Brown is out, it should be him and Jason Tatum show. And if Jaylen Brown is out, I have no problem going back to Jason Tatum too, guys. On a side note, Jason Tatum will be a big time play for me tonight if Jaylen Brown is out again, and that's on both sides. I don't expect him to shoot that horribly again. And I want to love getting back to Jason Tatum again tonight too if Jaylen Brown is out. All right. Coming in at shooting guard, staying with PG-13, 9,400. I already told you, man. It's going to be his show over there. He's going to get what he want, when he want. Going against a horrible Houston team. The only thing you worried about here is the blowout. But you never want to build your lineups trying to predict blowouts. So that's only going to hinder you. That's like building lineups with one hand tied behind your back. Don't ever try to really predict blowouts. Unless you see somebody favored by like 15 or something, then you got to just trust Vegas with that one, right? Coming in at small forward, I want to stay with Kent Bazemore, 5,300. A little more expensive over here on FanDuel, but I'm okay with going right back to him. Like I said, we're anticipating him hopefully getting 30-plus minutes again in this matchup against the Denver Nuggets. We're going to like him at this price tag on FanDuel. Coming in at power forward, staying with my boy John Collins, 7,200 over here on FanDuel. Like I said, we just anticipating Clint Capella being out along with Trae Young, so that's gonna free up a ton of usage for the rest of these Hawks, man. You can get if Clint Capella is out, you can get to Brandon Goodwin, you can get to John Collins, you can get to Bogdanovich if you can stomach that price on him. His price is a little elevated, but he's still gonna be in play tomorrow as well. As those two guys just free up so much usage for the Hawks. All right. And rounding out that son on FanDuel, that's right, staying with my boy Yusuf Nurkic, 5,800 over here. I'm going to love the matchup for him, going against Xavier Tillman. Hopefully he gets those 30-plus minutes that we anticipating. And I think he's really going to crush his 5,800 price tag tomorrow if he get those 30-plus minutes. I love Yusuf Nurkic. He's one of my favorite plays on both sites tomorrow, all right? There you have it, man. My starting five for FanDuel: Kemba Walker, Paul George, Kent Bazemore, and John Collins and Yusuf Nurkic, all right? Get you some exposure to these guys, man. Get them in your player pool. You know I'm going to have plenty of it. Be sure to check on Twitter about 30 minutes before lock for the updated starting five, all right? That's going to do it for us here today. Y'all know the motto: chances make champions. Y'all green up, man. I see y'all tomorrow, all right? Let's go.